This video tutorial will discuss some advanced search techniques you can use in the library databases. The library subscribes to many different databases you can use to find articles for your research. Each database may look a little different, but there are certain features that they all have in common. We are going to look at the databases JSTOR, Project Muse, ScienceDirect, and Criminal Justice Periodicals. Although each one will look different, you will begin to notice that you can effectively search all of them by understanding what to look for. JSTOR is unique in that it will always include journals from the first volume that was published. So if a journal first came out in 1849, articles from that first issue will be available in full text in JSTOR. However, articles from the most recent few years are not available. This is important to keep in mind when searching JSTOR. Journals in JSTOR relate to disciplines in the humanities, social sciences, and sciences. Project Muse also contains articles in the humanities and social sciences. Unlike JSTOR, Project Muse includes the most current journal issues and several years of older issues. All of the content in Project Muse is considered scholarly, and many of the articles are peer-reviewed. ScienceDirect is a database specifically for peer-reviewed journal articles and book chapters from scientific publications. It includes the physical sciences, engineering, life sciences, and health sciences. There are also a few journals in the social sciences and humanities. ProQuest Criminal Justice Periodicals includes U.S. and international criminal justice journals. Notice that 250 titles are indexed, which means that the citation information for articles published in those journals is available in the database. However, only 100 of the journals are available in full text, meaning you can access the entire article in the database. It is important to pay attention to whether or not you can access the full text of articles in a database. The video tutorial using citations and bibliographies will teach you how to find an article if it is not available in full text where you are searching. We are now going to look at some common features in these different databases. We will be looking at the advanced search screen for each database. Like other databases you've probably used, JSTOR has multiple search boxes for your search terms. All databases sort information about the articles using fields. You will often see a drop-down menu near the search box. This indicates which fields your keywords will be searched in. The database JSTOR defaults to searching for your keywords in the full text of articles. You can also select to search just one field. For example, you can search for your keyword in just the item title. These options have different labels in Project Muse, but you can see that they too allow you to search the full text, the author, or the article title. ScienceDirect provides different search boxes at the top of every screen for these areas, so you will need to pay attention to which search box you are entering your terms in. In the Advanced Search area, you will see drop-down menus similar to the ones in the other databases. Criminal Justice Periodicals provides even more options. In a database like this one that includes many different types of articles, you can limit your search to scholarly journals. There are also other choices for the type of sources or documents you are searching for. You can clear these and select only the ones that are relevant to your research. ScienceDirect has several options for the type of document you can search for as well. Because there are many book reviews and performance reviews in Project Muse, you can select to include articles only, reviews only, or both. JSTOR has similar options. In advanced search screens like this, all databases will let you specify a date or date range for the articles you are searching. Look for this option if you must find articles that are from a particular year or were published after a certain year, for example, 5 years ago. Some databases will provide you with drop-down menus to select the date range for your articles. Others will provide even different options for date ranges. Look for these features in any database that you use. Be sure to watch the next video tutorial in this series, Advanced Search Techniques, for more tips on using library databases. This video tutorial will show you some advanced search techniques for library databases. When you are entering keywords, there are a few search tips you should know. This database gives you the option on the second search line to enter two words connected by "or." I can enter women and mothers in these two boxes, and I will retrieve articles that use the word women and articles that use the word mothers. This is helpful if there are different terms that mean similar things for your topic. In other databases, I can use the drop-down menu options to search for similar terms like women or mothers, or teenagers and adolescents. I can also use "or" within one search line to do this type of search, so that I can use "and" to connect teenagers or adolescents with another search term. I can also use an asterisk in one of my search terms to truncate the word. This means that the search will look for the beginning of the word I've typed in and retrieve articles with any possible ending for that word. So searching EDUC asterisk will retrieve education, educating, educators, and so on. Some databases will tag articles that are about similar topics with subject terms or subject headings. Clicking a subject heading that is related to your research will take you to all of the articles that have been tagged with that subject heading. So if I click Academic Achievement, United States in Project Muse, there are 122 articles on this subject. Clicking this link again will take me to those articles. Doing the same search in criminal justice periodicals will give me different results because there are different journals in this database. In this database, suggested subjects appear at the top of my results. However, if I click one of these subjects, I will start a new search using just that subject, so I may want to look at the list of results that came up first to see if there are articles that are useful. Each specific article in this database will also be tagged with its own subjects. When I click the title to view more information about this article, I can see the subjects listed at the bottom of the article. I can click one of these to go to all of the articles about this subject. Remember that in order to read an entire article, you should look for a full text link. If there is no full text link, you can use the periodical locator link or journal search on the library homepage to see if the article is available in another database. Sometimes the full text link may just say PDF, but this will take you to a PDF version of the article exactly as it appeared in print. If an article is not available full text in our library, you can request it through interlibrary loan. A final tool you should be aware of is the ability to save articles in a database. In most databases, you can mark and save articles temporarily so that you can look at all of your favorite results at once. Some databases will allow you to create an account so that you can save articles and go back to them at any time by logging into your account. This is particularly helpful if you are doing a lot of research over a long period of time. You may also be able to mark off several articles to send those articles to your email. From a screen like this, I can mark a couple of articles to save to my research. When I click my research, I can log into my account so that these articles will be saved the next time I come back to this database. Although this video tutorial demonstrated how to do advanced searching in 4 specific databases, the tips and techniques can be used in nearly any library database you search. Every database will have a help link somewhere on the page. The information in the help sections can be very valuable, especially if you find that you are using one database for much of your research. Take time to get to know the specifics about the database, and you will be researching like an expert. This video will discuss subject-specific databases. You may already be familiar with databases like Academic Search Premier and ProQuest Research Library. These are multidisciplinary databases, which means they include information on a wide range of topics. The library also has databases that are specific to different disciplines or subject areas, from psychology to literature to history to science and so on. A subject-specific database will include information related to a particular discipline. A literature database, for example, will focus on articles that are specifically about literature. These databases are a great place to look when you want to find articles that look at a topic from a particular perspective. To find a database for a subject, click Databases from the quick links at the top of the library homepage. The databases are grouped by subject here. You will first need to decide which discipline you want to do your research in. This will often depend on your assignment and your topic. If you are writing a paper on Romeo and Juliet and your professor has asked you to find literary criticism, you are doing literature research. If you are writing a paper on Romeo and Juliet, but you are focusing on arranged marriages in Elizabethan times, then you would be doing your research from a historical perspective. For this topic, you will want to find books and articles that focus on the history of arranged marriages. You will need to think about your topic and decide which discipline or subject area you need to research to find the appropriate information. Once you've decided on a subject area, click the subject link and then select the subcategory that is specific to your topic. You will see a list of the databases for that subject area. To find out more about a particular database, you can scroll down to the Databases by Title list. There are descriptions for each database linked here. Let's look at the description for JSTOR, which is listed in both the history and literature categories. From this description, we learn that JSTOR contains scholarly journal literature in the arts and sciences, but it does not contain current journal articles. So if I am looking for scholarly articles about literature, and it is okay that the articles are from 5 or more years ago, this could be a good database to use. Let's return to the list of databases by subject. The social sciences include the disciplines of communications, education, psychology, and sociology. Let's take a look at the psychology database, PsycArticles. Some of the subject-specific databases are created by the same companies that provide the multidisciplinary databases. This psychology database is from EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost also provides the database Academic Search Premier and several other subject-specific databases. The search screen may look familiar to you if you've used Academic Search Premier before. Although the search boxes at the top are the same in EBSCO databases, the options on the bottom half of the screen will be different depending on which database you are using. The PsycArticles database allows you to limit your search results to articles that deal with a specific age group, use a certain research methodology, or examine a particular population group. All of these elements may be important when doing research in psychology, so you can limit your results to the type of information that is most relevant to your research. Let's look at another example. This time we'll take a look at the Business and Careers category. The subcategory Economics lists 4 databases. I can use the descriptions in the Databases by Title list to find out more about these databases. It's hard to tell what is an ABI Inform Complete from the title, so let's look at the description. This description tells me the database has business periodicals on several different topics. Let's look at ABI Inform Complete. This is a ProQuest database. If you've used ProQuest Research Library before, this search screen probably looks familiar. Like most databases, you can enter multiple search terms at the top of the screen. You can limit your results to articles that are published in scholarly journals, since the database includes articles from magazines and newspapers. You can also limit your results to articles that are available in full text. When you begin researching, however, it is a good idea to not limit your results to full text. The next tutorial in this series will show you how you can find an article in full text if the full text is not available where you are searching. There are several more options to specify what kind of information you need. Whether or not you use these options will depend on your research topic. Subject-specific databases allow you to find articles that are more relevant to the subject area you are researching. When doing research, think about your topic and what subject areas or disciplines it relates to. If you are doing research for a class in a particular discipline, like psychology or history, it is also a good idea to use the Databases by Subject list to find databases for that discipline. Although you can use the multidisciplinary databases for research in any subject, the subject-specific databases will include more journals from that discipline and more options for searching articles in that subject area. Have you ever wondered why some professors require you to write research papers in MLA style, and then others will require APA style? Have you ever had a professor suddenly ask for Chicago Manual Style or ASA and wondered why you had to learn a whole new style for one class? Every class you take is part of a discipline. Disciplines are the subject areas that researchers and scholars study, like art, science, sociology, history, or literature. When doing research, different pieces of information are important to different disciplines. In the sciences, it is important to know how current an article is. When a researcher references another article, he needs to let his reader know the year the article was published. When writing about literature, researchers will often quote the work of literature. It is important for them to tell their reader where the original quote can be found. Because different pieces of information are important to different disciplines, researchers have developed different styles of writing. The citation style used for writing is a way of communicating with other researchers in the same discipline. When all of the researchers are communicating in the same way, it is easier for them to understand each other. When using APA style, for example, authors make reference to a researcher's last name and the year his article was published. Sometimes the author will use the researcher's name in the sentence and then put the year in parentheses. In this example, the author is referring to 3 separate studies, all done by the same researcher in 1991. The author uses A, B, and C to distinguish the different studies. Here, the author references several different studies by different researchers to prove his point. One of the studies was conducted by 5 researchers, so all of their last names and the year the study was published are included in parentheses. These references, called in-text citations, are repeated on the author's works cited or bibliography. The in-text citations help the reader find the same article on the works cited. The works cited will have all of the information about the original study so that a reader can find the original study if he wants to read it himself. Professors can use the information on students' works cited pages to find a student's sources and verify that the student's research was done correctly. Authors using MLA style have a similar way of communicating with their reader. In this example of an article about The Great Gatsby, the author uses 2 quotes in the introduction. First, he quotes Gertrude Stein. Because he states who the quote is from in the sentence, he puts in parentheses the page number where he found the quote. For the second quote, the author states in his sentence that it is a quote from the novel. Again, he only includes the page number in parentheses because someone reading the article would know that Fitzgerald is the author of The Great Gatsby. If the sentence does not include the author's name, you would put the author's last name in parentheses with the page number. A reader can then look to the works cited to find all of the information about the novel and the book that Gertrude Stein quote was taken from. The most important information to this author is where he found the quotes. He uses MLA style to communicate that information to his reader. When a professor asks you to use a particular citation style in his class, he is helping you learn how researchers communicate through writing in that discipline. It's important to tell your readers where you found the information you are including in your paper. By citing sources, you tell your reader where he or she can go to find the same information, and you give credit to the researchers or authors whose ideas you are using.